Member states of the ICC is less than a third. The superpowers such as the United States, Russia, China, even India, Indonesia are not members of the court and never will be members of the court. So the claim to be truly international is not really based on the evidence. It may well be many things, and I think ultimately you can describe the court as the European Court for Africa. The ad hoc European Court for Africa. What it is not is a truly international court. The other claim made of the ICC is that it is independent. They say this is the world's first truly independent international court. And once again, this is a falsehood for at least two reasons. One is that, as we say in English, he who pays the musician, he who pays the piper, will call the tune. 2/3 of the funding for the International Criminal Court comes from Europe, and specifically the European Union member states. So it serves in effect as a de facto servant of the people who fund it. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever, and I'll come on to examples of that actually later on. The other key aspect about it is that within the founding statute of the International Criminal Court, the Rome Statute, agreed in 1998, 2 articles give the United Nations Security Council special prosecutorial rights. Article 13 gives the UN Security Council, the world's most political body, special rights of referral. It can refer a case or a situation to the ICC. Article 16 of the Rome Statute gives the UN Security Council special rights of deferral. It can defer a situation or a case for 1 year at a time. Now, the actual reality is, when you talk about the UN Security Council, you're talking about the big 5 permanent members. Nothing happens on that UN Security Council unless those big 5 permanent members agree it. Now, the irony is that 3 of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, the United States, China and Russia, are not members of the ICC. So you've had a situation where the UN Security Council, headed by 3 out of 5 permanent members who are not members of the ICC, have referred another non-ICC member states, for example Sudan and Libya, to the ICC. This is at the very least morally questionable, and I think is one of the key weaknesses in the court. The Rome Statute builds into the court political interference right from the start. So any claim of the court to be independent, or any claim made of the court that it is truly independent, is absolutely inaccurate. So we have the funding issue, and we have the actual political interference right from the start, based in the rights of referral and deferral given to the UN Security Council. What is also worrying, I think, for Africa is that the European Union, the big 5 funders of the ICC are the big 5 former European colonial powers. So you have obviously France, Britain, Germany, Italy and Spain. These are the biggest single funders of the ICC. And as we know from our own experience, they were the colonial power. So there's arguments that can be made, has been made, and I think should be made, that in many ways the ICC is a European attempt to recolonize Africa by a different means, by legal diktat. And I think this is also rather worrying. There's also one more aspect of the funding, which I think is actually very interesting for those amongst us who are lawyers, which is that the Rome Statute, the founding document of the ICC, states that no one state can give more than 22% of the funding of the ICC in any 1 year. So no one state is allowed to actually give more than 1/5 of the budget. However,